hard, traumatic year for me. Zoe, quiet. Um, I'm having marital struggles. It's a situation where we've been together for 29 years, and you can't control other people, and he has just gotten worse and worse in the treatment and the unfairness. And I used to, like years ago, I used to be able to count on him, and I knew he was in my corner. I knew he had my back. And I haven't felt that in a really long time. I feel almost like, I have to protect myself against him because he's become unsafe financially, physically, mentally, emotionally. A lot of times, his actions, his decisions make me feel like I have to protect myself against him. He's not a safe person. I'm very honest, open, transparent. I have no problem sharing my feelings, my concerns, my needs, but my partner doesn't seem to care or even want to hear about anything concerning me. He makes me feel a lot of times like I'm a toaster, cook, clean, do the things that are important for him, and I'm not supposed to want anything of my needs met. He doesn't seem to be transparent. That's a problem, because ideally, in your marriage partner, you want them to be honest, loyal, faithful, dedicated, protective of you financially, especially if you're not a moneymaker, you're domestic. You want them to be genuine. And I'm really struggling with the things I'm seeing versus what he occasionally says from his mouth. Anybody can say anything. But when the actions don't back it up, or you've got to beg and plead and try to pry, them to be in your corner and to have your back, it doesn't feel like it's genuine. You feel like you're being played, like they're just an actor in a play, and you're not that way. You're being genuine and honest, and this is your life. This is your entire life you've built with this person, and you're not getting hardly anything but little breadcrumbs now and again back, and you're not happy. You don't feel safe. You don't feel secure. You don't even know half the time if they even truly care or love you, because their actions don't back it up. Their actions scream the complete opposite. And when you share that with them, being honest about your feelings and your worries, then they end up screaming at you and making you feel like there's something wrong with you. So they're punishing you for how they're treating you, which isn't how they should be treating you, especially after 29 years of building a life together. I'm dealing with a lot of narcissists in my life, because that is what unconsciously I have attracted. A lot of people that are this way I have attracted into my life. And that's what I'm finding that I'm surrounded with. And when you start removing these people, you're left with nobody, because I didn't realize over 20, 30 something years, this is the only kind of people that I was drawing in. They don't care about my needs. They don't care about my feelings. They don't care about me. And I thought they did. And I bend over backwards trying to please these people that are never able to be pleased. They demonize you unfairly. They give other people favoritism and a complete free ticket of excusing, and you know you've been a witness to things they've done that are not excusable, not just a free ticket of excuse. And you start realizing that the people you trusted and loved and held dear and cherished, that from their side, it seems to have been fake, very fake. And you didn't know it. You didn't know it for years. You thought they were your people. You thought they loved you truly. You thought they cared about you. They worried about you, that they'd protect you, they'd help you. And they didn't. They turned on me, or they deserted me. And it's not a reality that anybody wants to have to go through, but it's a necessary realization so that you don't keep trusting people that are just out to hurt you and they're not willing to give back what you're giving. Reciprocation. There's no understanding, compassion, empathy for your side of it. It's only what benefits them, what makes life easiest for them, how it benefits them. They don't even care about you. You don't even matter, but you thought you did for years. So now I'm finding myself in a place where part of me is, part of me wishes that I had true friends or family that I honestly could count on and they had my back in life. But then another part of me, from everything I've been experiencing so far in my life, especially for the past 8 to 10 years, up to last year, 2024, is making me basically not really want to have a whole lot to do with anybody, because the amount of betrayal and hurt that I have felt over these past few years from people that I should have been able to trust and count on to have my best interest and to be there for me like I've been there for them. I'm to the point where I don't trust my own inner compass anymore of what people to trust and what people not to. And it's made me just want to stay in my home and work on my art and vlog or read, do self-help workbooks, things like that. It's just made me really pull away from people because I have been so disappointed in the people that I held so dear to my heart. They were just so important to me. And those are the people that hurt me the worst. And now, I don't know, at this point in the stage of where I'm at, in healing things and healing wounds, right now, this moment, I'm just not, where I'm at is I don't trust. I don't trust anyone anymore. I used to, I used to. But after what I've witnessed and what people have done to me and how they've treated me, I'm thinking I surrounded myself with a bunch of fake, hurtful, out for themselves people. Because I would never do this to somebody that I truly loved and cared about. I would not desert them in the worst time of their life when they needed me the most. I would not sit there and turn on them like a snake in the grass and favor somebody that was physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, verbally hurting them. I would not sit there and choose the side of the person that was doing that to them. I would have their back. And that's not what happened. So 2025, I think, is about really trying to get clear on what I'm willing to allow and not allow in my life anymore. And when you're not financially able to support yourself, it makes you dependent on someone that is not safe to you in your life, because they're only out for themselves. And it hurts to come to that realization. So I'm kind of scared, about what the future holds, and I'm not sure what's going to happen. I just know that I can't keep living like this, where I'm being genuine and I am bending over backwards to make certain people in my life happy, and they're never happy, and they never compliment me, they never appreciate me, and they're not being transparent, and they're not reciprocating loving and caring and making me a priority and valuing me in their lives. And when you don't have any support system, you don't have any family or friends around you to help you or to stand by you, it's pretty terrifying. So I'm just sharing and opening up to kind of let you guys in. My life right now is not what I thought it was going to be. People in my life have shown me who they really are, and they were not the people that I believed in my soul that they were. And so I just thought I'd kind of bring you along and let you into my world. I have good days. I have really bad days. There's days that I can barely get out of bed. It doesn't take much to make me cry and weep. It takes very little. Whereas normally it would take kind of a lot to make me cry. But I am so emotionally, mentally exhausted and physically exhausted from everything that I have been put through, that, I have good days and I have really, really bad days. So I hope you'll come back, and I hope when I post, you'll join me and listen and watch my entire video or most of it. Please give my videos a thumbs up if you can relate and understand what it's like to be the victim of narcissistic abuse. And if you're also kind of going through life-changing struggles and trying to figure things out for yourself. Yeah. So I'll see you soon. Then I've been doing some plant maintenance. Let me move this light so you guys don't get blinded. This is a mican. It was bare. Like this is not a mican. This is a philodendron. Lemon lime. But do you see how there's leaves for the most part, except right here it's kind of bare? Well, the micans right here, it was bare all the way up to about here. It was just completely bare. So I chopped it all up, and I'm hoping it will reroot and start shooting out micans low and just have a continuous. I got a leaf that just is opening up right here. I can't even remember the names of all of these, so if you guys are really good with leaves and knowing what it's called, leave it in the comments below. This is a Monstera Thai, I think. That goes all the way up to the ceiling. Here's my Hoya. It's doing good. order because it was so huge. It took so long to piecemeal it, and some of it was damaged when it got here. So I'm not doing a part 3. And I don't think I'm going to order from Temu anymore. Their quality of their products are such crap, in my opinion, that I've just given up on Temu. I mean, they have good prices sometimes on things, of course, but it's just not worth it. For how long it takes to get here and the damage of most of the items by the time it reaches me, it's not worth it. And it's such a pain to try to get a refund, or if they want you to return it or whatever. It's way harder than Amazon. And I know there's a lot of people on Amazon sellers that sell the Temu products for way more money than what they paid for it. But you can kind of tell what's from Temu, I think, for the most part. Not always, but for the most part. I just think Temu's got crap. So, how have you guys been? I was going to give some references of other witchy channel, and I'm trying to find the names of them. If I can, let me look here. Let's see. I'm looking here. Natural Witchery. I like that channel. What's this? I think this is one. This is more of Catholic inspiration, but it's The Little Way with Ina Cecilia, and it says Catholic Inspo. Let's see if I can find somebody else here. Northern Pieces. That might be one. I've unsubscribed from a lot of channels I used to follow for years, and I'm starting to get into more craft and painting, like water painting, acrylic painting, polymer clay sculpting, like Soft Bake Studio, Paloma the Peach, Nico Life, acrylic painting, things like that. So I'm the Clay Company. These are the ones that I'm starting to follow now. Lulu Dewdrop. She's a polymer clay artist, I believe. Candle of Wisdom. I think that's a witchy channel. Dark Holler Studios. I like following paranormal groups also. Jade the Libra. She loves, I mean, her whole house is decorated all year round in blacks and, you know, black accents, and she loves witchy stuff and Halloween stuff. That's a good channel. She's pregnant with her second baby. Moon and Scent. I believe that's another witchy channel. Let's see. For the most part, I think that's the only new witchy channels. I do things that are not always witchy 24/7 every day of the week. I do witchy candle burnings, or sprinkle some herbs on a candle, or you guys have seen through my channel, if you've been following me for over a year, it's not all the time. You know, I do a lot of art and a lot of creativity, and due to my personal situation in my marriage, I happen to be married for 30 years to covert narcissist, and I'm working on my own issues from my childhood, and that's what ends up attracting me to narc relationship after narc relationship. I was married once before. I was with him for 10 years. He was a narcissistic sociopath. And I did it again. So, you know, we're going to be going to marriage therapy, and I'm learning all I can, you know, about my issues, about my husband's issues. My kids are narcs. You know, I am surrounded between his family and my family and my kids. I'm surrounded with so many narcissists that I have to start, how do I word it? I have to start spacing myself away from people that just make me feel drained. It's like, if you know anything about narcissism, you get what I'm saying. They are very bulldozery people. They're very verbally abusive, emotionally, mentally abusive, manipulative. They triangulate. Then they've got all their flying monkeys that are narcissists, that are, you know, favoritizing the narc instead of holding the narc accountable. No, they're just like the narc. So they're going to be the flying monkeys of the narc. And they're stabbing you in the back and, you know, writing you off, and, you know, the silent treatment. And it's just like, I'm over it. I'm 56 years old. My entire life, both my parents are narcs. My entire life has been surrounded with people that I'm just giving and giving endlessly, and the cup never fills up. It's never enough. I'm not appreciated. All the sacrifices, everything I've been over to do for the people that meant the world to me, it's never enough. I get no accountability for it. It holds no weight. And I end up getting my needs not met, and people not being loyal back to me like I've been to them. And it's just a one-sided relationship. And it's hurtful. It's hurtful when you're not a narcissist. I happen to be, what do you call it as far as, let me see if I can find it. Let's see here. Mental Healness is a channel that's good. Ask Anushka. That's about narcissism. Dismissive avoidant, which is another term for narcissist. That channel is called Chris Seiter, Seiter. He deals with dismissive avoidance and narcissists. Let's see. The Game Exposed. She rocks. That girl, that woman, she knows how to just flat out tell you what narcissistic people, the games they play, the mind games, the emotional abuse, how they can't take any accountability for anything they do, but then they punish you for your reaction to their abuse, or them stabbing you in the back and lying to you, and then you get punished and written off because you don't eat it and eat it happily. This one, I love that channel. That is called The Game Exposed. It's on YouTube. If you're dealing with any type of narcissistic people in your life, I suggest you listen to her. I love her. She tells it like I talk. Crappy Childhood Fairy, she explains a lot of things about codependency, you know, narcissism, one-sided relationships, people that you end up being surrounded with so many narcissistic people that can never take accountability for themselves. Everybody wants to use you as the scapegoat because you're the truth teller, and narcissists can't stand truth tellers. So You gotta listen to some of these people if you're experiencing any of this in your personal life. Raw Motivations, that's another good channel for narcissism, codependency. Lise, it's Lise, and then her last name is LeBlanc, Leblanc. It's another narcissistic channel to understand why they do what they do, because it's not normal what narcissists do. How they think, how they treat people, how they have no accountability, no shame. Tim Fletcher, he is awesome. He explains different specific childhood traumas, narcissism, shame, all this stuff. He is absolutely unbelievable. Tim Fletcher on YouTube. I've learned so much from him. Michelle Lee Neves, Nieves. She's wonderful also. I have learned a lot from her. And of course, Lisa Romano. You've heard me mention her for years. She rocks. She was a codependent from her abusive, neglectful childhood. And she was attracted subconsciously. She didn't realize she was doing this, like most of us don't. And she ended up marrying a narcissist. Sorry, the UPS guy is here and my dogs are going nuts. Okay. These just came out of the oven. This is a Frankenstein. I had started this before Halloween of 2024. And here's the back. And I just recently finished it and then baked it today. There's glass eyes in them, if you can see that. If it'll come in clear. Can you see his eyes? Those are glass. Okay. And then here's a shadow person. And this, they're tears. And that's a puddle of tears supposed to be. It's going to be a keychain. So I just wanted to share that. It's not. I'm really bad with plant names. The older I'm getting, the worse my memory's getting. And so, not too great with the plant names. If you know what it is, write it in the comments. I was afraid that this might have thrips. So I have to be sure to do a really good job on these. Just to make sure. Yeah, like I think that's a thrips. Thrips is white right here. You see that? I think that's thrips. And that sucks so bad. I got a leaf that's opening up. And let's see if I can show you where I think there might be one more thrip. Right here. Let's see if I can get you turned around here. Right there. Right above my fingernail. See the white dot? I think that might be thrips. Too, without getting copyrighted. Right now I'm listening to Disturbed, The Sound of Silence. Oh, he does such a good job. Okay. I don't know the name of this Hoya. I just know it's a Hoya. This is a person with their legs up against their chest. The white are tears. I don't know if you can see that. So there's a keychain that I made. And it's of a person. Let me see if I can find the front. This is the front. Oops. That's the front. The white thing on the head, that's a tear. 2 tears. I don't know if you can tell, but the knees are bent to the chest. So anyway, I did a better job on the second one. And I got something coming out of the oven. Oh, I know what I wanted to show you guys. Hang on. Okay, this isn't very good. That's why I never showed it. But this was like the first devil that I did out of clay. It's not that great. That's why I didn't show it to anybody, because I was kind of embarrassed about it. I mean, this was the first try. I was not looking at a reference picture. I was just trying to make my own, you know. Anyway, didn't really turn out that great. Okay, so I started painting rocks. This is a real rock. And I hand drew that and painted it. And then acryliced it. So I have another rock. I just have to figure out where it's at. Oh, here it is. This one isn't very good. This was my very first rock painting. And I don't like it. It's not on a very good rock either. It was just something I found down by the river. And it's got like divots in it. Anyway. That was my very first rock painting in my life. Not very good. And then it's also acrylic. So those are the first 2 that I've done of rock painting. And I'm going to, when I get better, I'm going to post doing some of these. But not until I get much better, because these are my first 2 projects. Okay, so life update is, I'm going to take my glasses off because they glare in the light. We started marriage therapy a month and a half ago. I appreciate any therapist that's willing to take on my marriage situation, because it is so messed up. But I had to basically get into a calling out situation with my therapist and his intern for gaslighting me. My husband had said something and it was hurtful. And I wasn't prepared. I didn't see it coming in therapy last time. Not the time before this last one. And it cut me like a knife. And I ended up having to walk out of therapy because I was going to burst into tears because it hurt me so much. And my therapist and his intern decided they were going to omit the part that he had said that really hurt me. Omit it from reality and act like it never happened. That's gaslighting. And anyone that knows anything about narcissists and narcissism and the abuse from narcissists and how shitty they treat people, the mind games they play, that's the last thing on earth I need is a therapist that does that. I mean, I can get that for free at home. What the hell do I need to pay, $200-300 an hour to have my own therapist do that? Anyway, so I had a discussion, and I think we understand each other, I hope. But, I hope. I've seen a lot of screw-ups in the month and a half. Anyway, sigils. That's something I was going to talk to you guys about. Now, I only go with Christian sigils, and what you do is you type that in, if you're a Christian witchy, you type that into Google, and you type in literally Christian sigils, and that's the sigils that I use. But if you're not Christian, you can type in sigils, pagan sigils, onto the dark side if you want to know what the sigils are. Just wanted to let you guys know that. Put down in the comments how 2025, your life's been going for you so far. I'd like to know, both your struggles and your successes, just because I'm going through a really hard period in my life. Doesn't mean I don't like hearing about you guys and good things that are happening for you. Or if you relate to relationships, family relationships, being really difficult for the past few years, and you get it, like you've been going through it too, from estrangement to bullies in one family system that's like a cult, bullying me and teaming up on me. And it's been disgusting, none in the least, how so many people can fool you and pretend to be somebody they're not for years, and you didn't see it, and then you see it, and it kind of takes the breath out of you. You're just like, whoa, man, how could I have not seen this, years ago, months ago?